Khabib Nurmagomedov's jaw-breaking win over Conor McGregor pushed him into the worst phase of his life. So much so that the former double champ has been accused of being a and the MMA community has been left more shocked than ever that the fighter which they once adorned has now been left with the identity fit of his nickname, the Notorious. Today, we're going to tell you the darkest secrets of Conor's life, which no one knows of. Gear up, people, because this one's going to be rough. Without a doubt, few rivalries in the annals of UFC history really captured the imagination of fans like the Khabib Nurmagomedov-Conor McGregor split. Their encounter at UFC 229 was not just a fight, but rather a collision of ideologies, egos, and personal vendettas that have already caught fire with their words of war, even before they got into the octagon. Their rivalry is certainly one of the most intense and most controversial in all of sports. It started when Conor rose meteorically in the UFC, a silver-tongued Irishman with a charismatic aura about him. McGregor was a flamboyant person with trash-talking abilities that no one could even think of approaching. When Conor won the lightweight belt in 2016, he was unstoppable, nearly a phenomenon, transcending the world of sport through his star power. But Khabib was the polar opposite. A stoic, disciplined Dagestani fighter whose undefeated record and grappling mastery spoke louder than any words. The two's tension boiled over in April 2018 when Conor famously attacked a bus carrying Khabib and other fighters at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The incident came after an earlier altercation between Khabib and Artem Lobov, a close friend of Conor's. The bus attack, which saw McGregor fling a dolly through the vehicle's window, injured several fighters and spelled a whirlwind of legal troubles for the Irishman. It was no longer just a competition, it was personal.
There's the tap! Still undisputed! Khabib Nurmagomedov!
As the night of UFC 229 finally unfolds, the inevitable had begun to happen in the fourth. Khabib locked in a tight rear naked choke and Conor tapped out. The fight ended decisively, with discipline and skill proving to be the winner against bravado and showmanship.
No, and he's going right at Dylan Dennis! Mayhem! Oh no!
It gave the victory to Khabib as one of the greatest fighters of all time in UFC history, because he retired undefeated with a perfect 29-0 record by walking away from the game in 2020 after his father's death. Khabib's legacy is defined by his discipline, humility, and the respect he commands inside and outside the octagon. But for Conor, the defeat marked the start of a downward spiral. Though he had enjoyed a success that no one else in UFC history had equaled or even rivaled, and even dabbled in some of the highest profile boxing matched up with Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor's life would begin to fall apart in the years following his loss to Khabib. Conor McGregor's slide into chaos tells a story of fame and excess. Gone was the focused fighter with an unparalleled work ethic. Instead, his lifestyle spiraled out of control. Lavish parties, the most outrageous purchases, and an insatiable thirst for attention were the characteristics that people came to expect from McGregor. There were frequent reports of McGregor drinking heavily. Where previously he claimed to never touch a drop during a fight camp, now he could be found peddling his own whiskey brand, Proper No. 12, at every available opportunity. It added millions to his fortune, but helped fuel speculation about Conor's growing drinking problem. Drug use rumors also started trending, with pictures and videos of McGregor reportedly intoxicated circulating on social media. Fans who once admired his grit and determination now question his commitment to the sport. Conor McGregor's post-fight career has been marred by a series of incidents suggesting a troubling relationship with alcohol. Once celebrated for his discipline and focus, McGregor's public appearances and social media activities have increasingly depicted a man indulging in excessive drinking, raising concerns among fans and observers.
Conor, thoughts on Judy? Great to see Judy come back. He's doing his pad walk and letting his flow walk on.
In May of 2024, only 6 weeks before his fight at UFC 303, McGregor was spotted partying well past midnight in his Dublin pub. Videos shared on social media showed him dancing, raising his whiskey bottle, and taking selfies with fans. Fellow fighters and fans took to social media to show their disapproval of his conduct since he was supposed to be putting in a great deal of training. Irish UFC fighter Caolan Loughran said, "He's 6 weeks out from a fight, blind drunk, promoting it like it's cool." In September of 2024, McGregor took part in a livestream sponsored by Duelbits, during which he was clearly intoxicated. He was uttering nonsensical statements and performing erratic things as a whole, sparking serious concerns about his health. According to MMA Junkie, McGregor was completely inebriated at the time of the session. McGregor's social media activity has also drawn attention. In April 2023, he posted a bunch of audio recordings on Twitter that made fans feel confused. In one recording, he congratulated his teammate, Brian the Pikeman Moore, slurring and incoherently, which led fans to speculate about his sobriety. Comments such as 3 bottles of proper 12 deep reflected how his followers were worried. Another example is the now deleted audio clip where McGregor attacked British influencer True Geordie with choice expletives and insults. The rant was largely viewed as a result of his seemingly increasingly awful public image. Now that the public is worried about McGregor due to his indulgence in liquor and erratic behavior, they are also concerned about him losing his recent bouts in the octagon, which may potentially jeopardize his career. Once known for his discipline, the fighter now seems to be struggling with his personal issues, darkening his legacy. There's also legal troubles and a growing list of allegations. Conor McGregor's post-fight career was marred by a stunning number of legal cases. Actually, problems began even before his fight with Khabib, but became huge in number after that. Let's break this down deeper for you. In April of 2018, McGregor and his crew assaulted a UFC fighter's bus carrying Khabib in Brooklyn at Barclays Center. McGregor smashed a dolly into the car window, injuring multiple fighters. The attack resulted in an arrest and assault and criminal mischief charges. McGregor pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct and avoided jail, but was sentenced to community service and anger management classes. In an attempt to teach a lesson, McGregor punched a senior citizen in the head in a Dublin pub as his camera was running. The man allegedly was ordered not to accept a shot of McGregor's whiskey. The clip caused its fans to sound off about McGregor's character. He received a €1,000 fine for the assault, but was too little too late for his reputation. McGregor was arrested in Miami after he was accused of having smashed a fan's phone in a nightclub parking lot. The fan had alleged that McGregor had taken his phone and destroyed it when he tried to take a picture. He faced charges of strong-arm robbery and criminal mischief, but the charges were later dropped after the parties reached a settlement. McGregor was arrested in Ireland in 2022 for dangerous driving. He had his Bentley Continental GT impounded by the police. McGregor faced multiple driving offenses. Though he narrowly missed jail time, the case is the latest problem in his growing collection of legal troubles.
He said they had consensual sex twice and there was no distress from her.
Conor McGregor's fall from grace has hit a very low point in the year 2023, when he was indicted for sexual assault by Nikita Ní Lamhain. Claims that were described as truly shocking and deeply unsettling shrouded McGregor's once public image and complicated his previously tumultuous life. The attack allegedly occurred at a private soiree at a venue meant for celebrities, athletes, and other high-profile personages. According to Nikita's detailed account, the attack occurred in a private area of the venue, where no one could see her. She said that McGregor had been intoxicated at the time and was using his influence and entourage to isolate her. The allegation suggested not only a breach of trust, but also a misuse of his power and fame, leaving many to question the integrity of the man who had once been celebrated as one of the greatest fighters in MMA history. McGregor's lawyers quickly responded, calling the allegations baseless and opportunistic, attempts to exploit his celebrity status. His lawyers issued a public statement declaring that the accusations were part of a pattern of opportunism aimed at tarnishing his reputation. The damage to McGregor's image was immediate and severe. The MMA community, media outlets, and fans worldwide began questioning how far the once iconic fighter had strayed from his roots. What made the accusations Nikita Ní Lamhain directed at McGregor more damaging was that they were not an isolated incident. For years, McGregor has faced several misconduct allegations, one of them including sexual assault. In 2018, a woman accused him of assaulting her in a hotel room in Dublin. In another instance in 2020, McGregor was detained in Corsica for sexual assault and indecent exposure allegations. Although no formal charges were made in these instances, these left a blot on his reputation. With every new accusation, it was reinforcing the narrative of a man who had spiraled out of control, unable to reconcile the public persona with his personal actions. However, Nikita's case was unique. The comprehensive testimony and the weight of public scrutiny made the allegations reach the headlines of media coverage. That the alleged assault took place in a high-profile venue underlined the brazenness of the act, making it difficult for McGregor to avoid the resultant scrutiny. The Irish police initiated a full-scale investigation, and the media tracked every development, amplifying the scandal. These allegations led to an immediate and far-reaching effect. Fans who used to look up to McGregor had to deal with the bitter reality of his actions. Social media debates became rampant, with people stating their disappointment in some quarters, while others outright condemned him. Die-hard supporters of McGregor countered by saying that he was an opportunistic victim of the media. However, the accusations could not be ignored and sparked even wider talk about celebrity and athlete accountability. Notably, sponsors began to distance themselves from McGregor. In such an era where public image is very crucial, companies that deal with McGregor will put through so much pressure to do so as well. While some took time, a number of them realized their mistake and pulled off the deal. This happened when earlier in his career, his brash and unapologetic demeanor was seen as an asset. As the court case began, McGregor's lawyers worked day and night to counter all the allegations. They tried to discredit the claims, pointing out inconsistencies in the testimonies of the individuals involved. However, the case still loomed over him, with every court date and public appearance getting significant media attention. The accusations also sparked more debates regarding the general culture of toxic masculinity and privilege in professional sports. Criticisms went to the point of how such interactions are an expression of a deeper culture where athletes who gain more fame and power get to act without any consequences. Defenders argue that the media was staging a trial by public opinion, arguing that McGregor deserves to be innocent until proven otherwise. Adding to the seriousness of the allegations was the role of McGregor's reported substance abuse. Witnesses at the party where the alleged assault took place claimed that McGregor appeared intoxicated and erratic. This aligned with the broader narrative of his increasingly reckless behavior, fueled by a lifestyle of excessive partying and indulgence. Alcohol, in particular, seemed to play a central role in many of his controversies, from public altercations to his volatile social media outbursts. The case of Nikita Ní Lamhain is not about McGregor though. It's about reckoning for the MMA world and culture in sports in general. It forces fans, sponsors, and organizations to face uncomfortable truths about heroes they've idolized. The UFC had long milked the cash cow for McGregor's star power, so the criticism aimed at how the organization has handled things. Many thought it had enabled the behavior because of its profiteering rather than accountability. As the case progressed, it was evident that the verdict would have far-reaching implications, not only for McGregor, but for the entire sports industry. Whether he was found guilty or not, the allegations brought to the forefront show the need for greater accountability and stricter standards of conduct for athletes. Legal case proceedings against Nikita Ní Lamhain are still continuing. McGregor continues to refuse the allegations, claiming himself innocent and trying to rehabilitate his name. As of now, though the damage is done to McGregor, there may already be a dent in McGregor's reputation. The guy was once a charismatic fighter whose meteoric rise in UFC had captivated millions across the globe. Now that same guy is at the center of a scandal, which threatens to overshadow whatever he has achieved. In the court of public opinion, McGregor's fate remains uncertain. While some believe that he can redeem himself, others argue that his pattern of behavior leaves little room for doubt. What is certain, however, is that the allegations have forever changed the way the world views Conor McGregor. The question now is whether Conor McGregor can turn his life around. Despite his troubles, McGregor still remains one of UFC's biggest draws, and his name still commands attention. But his recent performances in the octagon have been underwhelming, and his personal life remains a mess. Re-establishing himself at the top of the sport would be a monumental task for McGregor. It would require all sorts of changes, fixing substance abuse issues, orienting his focus on rigorous training, and repairing a tarnished reputation. The question is he willing or able to do so? For Khabib, the future is indeed bright. He is retired from fighting and now plans to coach and promote MMA. His organization, Eagle FC, will give emerging talents a chance to shine, but his real legacy lies in being a positive force in sports. For Conor, it's much darker ahead, and though he remains one of the biggest draws the UFC has ever seen, his ability to perform at a top level is in question. Will he regain the fire that fueled him to greatness, or will his downfall be something that continues unabated? One thing is certain. The rivalry between Khabib and Conor will forever be remembered as one of the most compelling stories in MMA history. It's a tale of discipline versus chaos, humility versus hubris, and ultimately, two fighters whose lives took dramatically different paths. What do you think? Will Conor ever get back to the octagon, or will he keep going down the dark path of alcohol, drugs, and women? Let us know in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe for more crazy juicy news, and I'll see you guys